Hello, and welcome to another episode of the FemiNinja Project. And you are going to love the guest that I have with me today. Her name is Zulma Williams, and she is known as the swearing therapist. Just to be warned ahead of time, if you've got children in the car when you're listening to this, you just might want to turn it down or turn it off and listen to it later. She is the founder of Dragonfly Therapy Services LLC. She's a motivational speaker, podcaster, breast cancer survivor, and mental health therapist who likes to keep it real and swear a lot. She specializes in trauma, anxiety, and depression. She herself has survived cancer, abusive relationships, depression, suicidal ideation, but never, ever considered herself a victim. Zulma is on a mission to help others discover and honor their own inner hero. I just love that. No matter what life throws their way. Zulma, thank you so much for being here and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes, I can tell. And just so the listeners know, we have already bounced ourselves off of each other's screens with excitement and as we're getting to know each other. And this has just been already such a fun conversation.
It's going to be fun.
So, Zulma, I'm just going to ask you to tell us your story because there's so much in your bio that I have not shared with the introduction. And start with where you were from and how you came to the United States, your journey from there.
Okay, sure. So I was born and raised in Buenos Aires, Argentina. I came to the United States at age 31,
Hmm.
and I was working in accounting in a huge corporation in about age 42. And I was like, I'm not sure I want to be doing this for another 25 years. So I wanted to pursue my passion of helping others. And I enrolled in a school for my bachelor's of social work. And I graduated at 46. And I was on track to do my master's and become fully licensed. But God had other plans. And so 2 months after I graduated with my bachelor's of social work, I got diagnosed with breast cancer. So I stopped my higher education at that time to take care of my health. I moved back to Argentina to be closer to my family. Then I fucking came back to the United States 3 years later. So I came back a few weeks short of my 50th birthday. And I started my advanced Master of Social Work program at
Hmm.
50. I graduated at 51. It's only 1 year, very intense, but it's only 1 year. And then I started my internship, became fully licensed, which allows me to practice independently. And uh, my motto is, and I'm jumping ahead of myself a little bit, but my motto is I had cancer. Cancer didn't have me. If
Mm.
anything, cancer came to show me how bad I wanted to be a therapist. Because
Mm.
nobody would have blamed me if you would, oh, if I said, oh no, I'm just gonna go back to accounting.
Hmm.
Because I had breast cancer. I had the perfect reason or excuse. And I
Hmm.
was like, no, you know what? I'm feeling better. So at the beginning the treatment is very intense.
Hmm.
But after 3 years of being in treatment, like I can handle going back to school and that's what I did.
Hmm.
So I'm sure like you have a lot of some questions, but that is in a nutshell that um, when I was first diagnosed with the cancer, my first reaction was, why me?
Mm.
And then after a few days of pondering that, I I don't have children, but I have
Hmm.
my mom at that time. My mom was alive. I have my mom. I have a sister. I have nieces. I have female
Hmm.
friends. And then I start asking myself, if it was not me, would I have preferred that it was one of them?
Mm.
And the answer was no. So
Hmm.
I changed the questions from why me to why not me.
Wow. That's pretty powerful.
right? So I move away from the victim
Mm-hmm.
mentality of why me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I made a decision. So we always have choices, right? Like, oh my God, like I don't have, no, 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 no.
Mm-hmm.
We always have choices. I could have sat in the corner and cry and wait to die, or get up and fight. Well, spoiler alert, I survived, right? Like, so I chose the second option. I'm proud to say, and I'm very happy to say that I've been 12 years cancer free. But how did I achieve? Thank you, yay! But how did I achieve that? One fucking treatment at a time,
Mm-hmm.
right? One appointment at a time, one injection at a time. Like, in continuing to refuse to consider myself a victim.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't, I don't know if I would have chosen this, but if you ask me if I will do it all over again, the answer is yes. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not, I'm grateful to the
Mm-hmm.
diagnosis because it came to change my entire life, literally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm a recovered people pleaser. So I was putting
Mm-hmm.
myself at the bottom. With the cancer, I put myself first, which is,
Mm-hmm.
as a woman, we all should do, right? Oh, it's the kids, it's the family, it's the house, it's the
Mm-hmm.
job. Where the fuck is Sulma in all of this? And
Mm-hmm.
cancer allowed me to start setting healthy boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
And then people were like, oh, well, no, it's because of the cancer. Well, you fucking think whatever you want, but this is my boundary and you're going to respect it, or we are not going to be in each other's life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that happened where I'm myself. This is what my clients get, right? Like that's why I sweat a lot because I'm like, you know what? It's, oh, sugar. No, I'm gonna say shit, right? Oh, fudge. No, I'm gonna say fuck. But it's like this is what you get,
Mm-hmm.
right? I learned to accept and love myself
Mm.
and to not care so much about what others think because it's impossible to please everybody,
Mm-hmm. And
right?
if you
Like,
try to please everybody,
oh,
it takes a toll on your own mental and physical health, which is what you
yes,
experienced.
you're gonna drive yourself nuts,
Yeah.
right? Like, oh, why are you wearing this? And the other person's like, oh my God, I love your blouse. And the other, you know what? Fucking put a look in the mirror. I think that is decent. I fucking wear it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because if I try to please you, then I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna please the other person. If I please the
Mm-hmm.
other person, I'm not gonna. Life is too fucking short.
You need to please yourself. I want to go back when you're explaining how you recovered from cancer and you started looking at it as one treatment at a time, one appointment at a time, one injection at a time. You weren't looking at the prolonged picture. It was that one moment in time, that one task that you had for that day. And all I wanted, what I was thinking, and I had the word in my head, like in flashing red letters that said warrior,
Thank
because
you.
that
Yes,
is how a warrior does it. I mean, we just go one step at a time. And,
one bottle at a time, right?
right, you don't look at the end result because, you might get your knees cut out from underneath you along the way. But yeah, just one step at a time. So when you were doing this, like after you would have that treatment that day, I mean, how would you either celebrate it or recognize it as an accomplishment for yourself in your own mind? Was there any kind of a ritual that you did, or just like, okay, check that one off?
Yeah, no, really, because at the time when I was doing the treatment, that's what I had chosen to do. So I'm not gonna be like choosing to do the treatment, but then oh, I had to go to my appointment. I mean, there were days that the appointments were a little harder, like the medicine was a little harder on my body. But in general, I don't see it as an accomplishment until later on when I look back and I was like, oh, so a lot of people told me, like, oh, you're so strong. I didn't even know that I had a fucking choice to not be strong. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I'm so sorry about that.
You're fine.
So I was like, oh, I didn't even know that I could be weak. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I did my treatment, and there were days that were super hard, and there were days that it was easier. But
Mm-hmm.
um, it, it's funny because the one of the medicines that I had to take to prevent the breast cancer from coming back could cause cervical cancer. You kidding me? Like, so I'm trying to prevent this one, but it can cause this one, right? Like, so I work very closely with my oncologist, where like he explained, like, the benefits, the risk and benefits, blah blah blah, and thank God, knocking on wood, I didn't develop cervical cancer, but we are always taking risks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so
Right.
I wasn't. It's kind of like it was the journey. I wasn't even sure about the destination. Will this
Right.
treatment work for me? Now I can say, like, oh yeah, I'm cancer free. But at the time, every time that I had like a mammogram or an MRI of the breast or what, like waiting for the fucking result
Mm-hmm.
was nerve wracking, right? Like, so in anxiety, it's about trying to control the future, which is
Mm-hmm.
impossible because the future is not even here. Oh, what's going to happen next week? You might fucking die tonight. You're not going to make it to next week. Don't worry about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when we are in the middle of this, it's so hard to keep in the present moment. So I had an MRI and or a mammogram or an ultrasound of the breast, and then just waiting for the results was excruciating. But I did it. I did it one day at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And when one day was too long, I did it 1 hour at a time. And
Mm-hmm.
when 1 hour was too long, I pushed through 15 minutes at a time. Because four of those make 1 hour, and 24 of those make one day, and seven
Mm-hmm.
of those make a week, right? Like, so I didn't do 12 years overnight. I did
Mm-hmm.
12 years one fucking day at a time. And sometimes I did it 15 minutes at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Can you push through whatever you are going through? Doesn't matter. Can you push through the next 15 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, you can manage that. That's all what I'm asking. Just push through the 15 minutes. And then at the end of the 15 minutes, rinse and repeat.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't so much an accomplishment. It's kind of like going to school, right? Like when you walk on the stage, that is not the accomplishment was when you pass all your classes and you know you're going to have your degree, right? Like walking on the stage is a cherry on top of the celebration. But with this, it wasn't until I was like discharged from the oncologist that
Mm-hmm.
okay, like and I cry. I miss he is the best doctor ever, and I was like, I don't want to stop seeing you. He's like, but this is good news. Like you don't have to come back. Like and I'm like, no, I'm gonna miss you. And so that was kind of like the celebration, if you would.
Uh-huh.
But during the treatment, that's what I have to do and
Mm-hmm.
well, not what I had to do, that's what I chose to do, so I did it,
Mm-hmm.
basically, right? It's like, oh, okay, I have a doctor's appointment, the fuck I'm gonna do, miss
Yeah.
it? No, I'm gonna go to the doctor's appointment. But his words are very important, so I didn't have to do it, I chose to do it. I
Mm-hmm.
got to have that appointment.
Mm-hmm.
I got to decide that this is a treatment that I'm going to follow, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of people. I'm going to be celebrating 60 this year, yay!
Yay.
And I'm huge on birthdays because not everybody gets to celebrate their birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So let's not take it for granted.
Mm-hmm. I love the fact that you brought about how important words are because what we tell ourselves is what we eventually become. And to be able to watch your language, which I think is kind of a funny turn of phrase because you're the swearing therapist, but you know what I mean? The language that you tell yourself is so important. So for somebody who's listening to this episode right now, could you give us a couple of tips about how to go about doing that? Because if you have somebody, who's ever listening to this, there are a lot of people who are going to listen and go like, yeah, I'm going through some really bad stuff right now.
Absolutely. So I will invite you and the listeners, everybody, to reflect on your journey. You have 100% track record of being successful at overcoming your challenges from the past.
Mm-hmm.
How do I know? Because you're here. So
Mm-hmm.
whatever shit happened to you in the past could not take you out. Why
Mm-hmm.
will this challenge be different?
Mm-hmm.
You are going to overcome this too.
Mm-hmm.
And I invite everybody to because this is not me like being a Pollyanna, like, oh, it's gonna be okay. No, no, no. You've been through shit
Mm-hmm.
that you didn't even know how you were gonna overcome it at that time. And yet you did.
Mm-hmm.
Again, how do I know? Because you're here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like going back to that challenge and remember that it was so hard and you didn't know how you were going to overcome that at that
Mm-hmm.
time, and yet you found a way. So your brain right now is telling you like, oh no, we cannot do this, blah blah blah. The brain was telling you the same shit when you were going through that challenge, and
Mm-hmm.
yet you did it. So right now you can tell the brain to fuck off and leave you alone, and you figure it out one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, 15 minutes at a time, how you're going to push through. You don't have to have all the answers
Mm-hmm.
so that you can take action, but as far as you can put one foot in front of the other and you keep
Mm-hmm.
moving, you are going to move away from where you are at. So the best thing to overcome this is to take action. When we are taking action, we are out of our head, out of our mind, literally, right? Like when
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing something, going to the doctor, doing research, finding out about this medicine, whatever the challenge might be, I'm doing something. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
literally out of my mind and into the present moment.
Mm-hmm.
So you remind yourself that your brain lied to you in the past. So why are you going to take it at face value now?
Mm-hmm.
We are the CEOs of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
We are in charge of our lives, not the brain. The brain is one
Mm-hmm.
part.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're the CEO and you are in the conference room and here is the brain, this is not going to work out. Like, why the fuck are you paying attention to the naysayer? Leave it as fucking background noise and start looking into reality. Come back to the present moment. What
Mm-hmm.
are your options right now? So you, okay, out of these two, which one do you choose? And out of, so now you incorporate another one, and out of these two, which one do you choose? And
Mm-hmm.
that's how you can use the process of elimination. But I think that information is power. So
Mm-hmm.
whatever you are going through, find all the information that you
Mm-hmm.
can, because that's going to give you the empowerment to say, okay, I'm choosing this because of this.
Mm-hmm.
So taking action is actually the best way to shut the brain down, because the
Mm-hmm.
brain is like, if you are sitting on the couch just thinking about the shit, the brain is going to take over. But if you are doing research on the computer, or you're asking questions, or you are calling the doctor, or whatever it might be,
Mm-hmm.
the brain has to take a back seat, because it's like, I'm not, it's kind of like the 2-year-old throwing a temper tantrum because he wants ice cream at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
You leave the kid in the back, you know that it's a temper tantrum, that is, nothing is hurting. And you're like, okay, I still chopping the veggies because I had to make lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Life doesn't stop because you want ice cream at 10 o'clock in the morning, right? And
Mm-hmm.
as a parent, I'm the one who decides when you're going to have ice cream, not you. So it's the same with the brain. The
Mm-hmm.
brain is throwing a temper tantrum 24/7 because it's trying to protect you from suffering, because the brain doesn't like to suffer.
Mm-mm.
But in its quest to protect you from suffering, it makes you suffer for shit that
Mm-hmm.
is not happening.
Mm-hmm.
but it is kind of like a trick to where like, oh, this is a controlled suffering, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the brain is producing the suffering. Sir, I'm still fucking suffering. What the fuck is wrong with you? Control or not control? I'm suffering. Like, so what's going to happen is, so let's say when I had a mammogram and I'm waiting for the result, right? Like, so let's say that it comes back with news that I don't want to hear or that I'm fearing. Well, when I get the result, I'm going to get upset and anxious and depressed, probably.
Mm-hmm.
So there is no need for me to be anxious and depressed and upset waiting for that. Because I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to fucking be anxious, depressed, and upset at that time. So there
Mm-hmm.
is no need to start practicing now. And that's what the brain is doing
Uh-huh.
to lower the blow of those news.
Mm.
Is making me upset these 10 days until I get the result. And then it's making me upset preparing me for that. But then I might not get the bad news. I might get good news. Meanwhile, I already suffered for the fucking 10 days for
Okay,
something.
I have to interrupt you there. I'm sorry for that, but you would have to wait 10 days to get your results?
No, I'm just giving an example. It
Oh,
doesn't matter.
okay.
No, no, no,
Okay.
no. It doesn't matter, even if it's 2 days,
Yeah.
right? Like, because they never give you the results right then and there. Because the techs can get in a lot of trouble because they are not the doctor signing the results and all that. I'm just giving that as an example.
Okay.
But in any case, the brain is torturing you
Mhm.
the entire the entire period of time. Let's say you apply for a house, right? And you don't know if you're going to be approved. So now you're like, your brain is like, oh my God, when am I going to approve? We had to find another one and we really like the house and blah, blah. So now you're torturing yourself and then you got approved. Sir, what? You don't give me my time back. That I was so upset for something that didn't happening.
Mhm.
So that's when we come in.
Mhm.
Hey, thank you for popping up. Right now, I'm working. Right now, I'm reading. Right now, whatever. Right? We come back to the present moment
Mhm.
because if we follow the brain in its craziness, literally,
Mhm.
and whatever is going to happen is going to happen regardless if you're suffering or not.
Mhm.
So just wait for the shit to happen.
So I love the fact that basically we're all crazy then. Our our brains are crazy. So that does explain an awful lot in our
Right?
society right about
Our
now.
brains are our brains are driving us crazy because that's what the brain does. That's the brain's job, right?
Mhm.
Like to create thoughts, right? So yeah, you don't have Alzheimer's, congratulations, but the brain is driving you nuts. So
Mhm.
it's up to you to control that fear all inside of your head,
Mhm.
that and leave it as background noise.
Mhm. Well,
You do so we sorry, go ahead.
no, that's okay. The other thing I just found really interesting as you were describing how, you can shut your brain up or turn it off, by doing your research, by, looking things up and doing other things, because that way you're taking action. And the other
Absolutely.
thing, you are being proactive.
Yes.
And then you said my favorite word, I think, in all the world, which is empowerment. Because you are empowered with all of that information. So you're not helpless. You're not a victim. You're being a warrior.
Yes. Absolutely. Information is power. That's why it's so important that we do our own research. I am a very active member in my medical team.
Mm-hmm.
They are the experts, they are the doctors, but this is my fucking body.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we are going to decide together why are we doing this treatment,
Mm-hmm. I
right?
love that because way too many people, and I'm a medical person. I've had two medical careers. I was a respiratory therapist for almost 20 years, and then I got my master's in physical therapy and did that. Had my own practice for 18 years. but it shocks me how many people just walk in to an office, a doctor's office, and don't even know what to ask. But the more you understand your body, how it works, how you're feeling, and have some background information, you've done some research, then you can be a partner in your own
Right.
healthcare journey rather than handing all of your power over to another person who might mean well, but doesn't know you the way you know yourself.
And you might know all about my muscles and how my legs supposed to work and all that, but
Exactly.
I've had these fucking legs for almost 60 years, so I know my legs.
Exactly.
So together, this is not to say that you're not right. Together, we can do what is best for our legs. I did physical therapy. I have chronic back pain, so I did physical therapy for my back, and she was asking she was asking me to walk, right? Like, so I was like, oh, you want the cat, like I'm a model, right? Like, and then I saw somebody who was doing this, right? They were grabbing something and put it on the bottom shelf, and then grabbing something and put it on the upper shelf. I wanted to do that. She said, what for? You don't need that. I'm like, that's a lot more fun than what you are making me do. You know? It sounds like a lot more fun. Like shit. Like let me do that. So, but like, so she was observing me. She was like, like she physical therapy helped me a lot with my back pain and gave me a lot of answers. But I was telling the person like, oh, this is what's happening, and this is when it started, and blah blah blah, right? Like,
Right.
so it's like there is this respect, if you would, for the medical profession. And I'm not saying to disrespect the doctor. What I'm saying is let's work together because
Together.
you have the knowledge about cancer, but this is my body.
Mm-hmm.
So we
Mm-hmm.
have to work together. I refuse the traditional chemo. This is in Argentina because I have my surgery here and radiation, but then I moved back to Argentina to continue my treatment there. And I risked being refused as a patient because I was not following the hospital protocol.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, listen, I'm American. Like, I know all about suing your ass. Like, I signed that I'm not going to sue you. You know what I mean? Like, but because I asked, what is the percentage that you are giving me for
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
this treatment? Oh, 50-50. Excuse me? Oh, hell no, I'm not going to poison my entire body. This is not medical advice. You need to do what is better for you. I'm talking about my experience.
Mm-hmm.
But I was not going to poison my entire body just in case that a cell cancer got loose in. No, you
Yeah.
got to give me 80-20, 75-25%, not 50-50. We are taking a
50-50.
chance. Like, sir, what the fuck is wrong with you? So the oncologist over there is a female doctor, and she said, well, if it was me, I will do it. I said, with all due respect, it's not you. This is my
Mm-hmm.
body.
Mm-hmm.
So when you are in my shoes, you make the best decision for you.
Mm-hmm.
So we come to an agreement to do a different treatment that was less aggressive, but it was for postmenopausal women. I still had my period at the time, so they gave me a shot. So my cancer was triple positive, which means that it took um, uh, food from the hormones. So they
Mm-hmm.
put me on a hormone blocker. So they induced me into menopause
Mm-hmm.
early at 46. So I had a shot every 4 weeks to stop
Mm-hmm.
my period. No, girlfriend, that was the best thing. Yes, you know what I mean? Like I didn't have my period anymore. And then a type of chemo that was every 3 weeks for 18 months, but it wasn't as aggressive. So
Mm-hmm.
it got the job done without poisoning my body so much. So, hello, there is another option, right?
Yeah.
Than just because you say so.
Right.
Like, and you were like, oh, it's because of your hair, you don't want to lose your hair. The hair is the last of my fucking worries. Is that you are a poison? It's kind of like fumigating the entire house, and the mouse already left, and I'm being intoxicated with the fumes.
Right.
So you're killing me, not the bounce.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, no, you know what? No, we had to find another way. And I did have to sign. They got the hospital attorney involved, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm signing. This is an informed decision. I did my research. It's not like
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, I don't want to lose my hair. No, I made all my research. This is an informed decision. This is not like I woke up today, I'm not going to do the treatment. So
Mm-hmm.
I sign whatever you want me to sign. If the cancer comes back, I'm not going to blame you. This
Right.
is a completely, it's a decision that I'm making on my own, and I'm going to take full responsibility for that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, the doctors have their hands tied because of the liability,
Right.
right? So I'm like, okay, bring your fucking attorney. I don't care. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not, it's not because I want to make money out of you. If I'm going to be dead, I'm not going to make money out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if it doesn't work, it's like I'll figure it out at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, and I have liability too, right? Like I have
Right.
liability insurance because you can turn around and sue me, right? Like so, it's like it is hard to be in the helping profession. Well, I'm sure that you have liability insurance too, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
so, but we have to come to an agreement to what is best.
Mm-hmm. So I have another question for you
Yeah, of
that
course.
how much impact do you think your incredible mindset had on your healing journey?
I think it was a huge impact. And it wasn't so much that I realized that, but the nurses were realizing that. Like I will
Mm-hmm.
go to treatment and, like they ask for your name. So they make sure that they're giving the medication to the right person. And I will say, this was in Argentina, like I will say, oh, last name. And I'm like, Kardashian, I'm Kim Kardashian. Like, don't you recognize me, right? Like the Kim Kardashian, the Argentinian version of Kim Kardashian over there. And they were like, oh my God, like, we know you're going to be okay because of your attitude, right? Here,
Mm-hmm.
when I did the radiation, it was so funny. So I got dot tattooed in between my breasts, which was to guide the machine, right, to do the radiation. So first time I go, I have two guys, one on each side of the bed, like, and they're pulling the sheet this way and they're pulling the sheet that way, and I just started laughing, like my boobs are jingling. They're like, "Ma'am, are you okay?" I'm like, I don't even remember the last time two guys were pulling the sheet underneath my naked ass. So they were like, "Oh my God, no, you had to come down. Like you need to be still, blah blah blah." So they fucking did it, and then they explained to me like, "Okay, tomorrow when you come, because it was every day." So there was a tomorrow when you come, you're gonna change here, and then you put the gown and you wait here, and we're gonna come get you. So I was like, okay. So the next day, I go there. I'm, naked from the waist up with a gown, and I'm sitting there. And they came to get me, and they were like, "Oh, you came back." I said, "Yeah, I wouldn't miss my tennis session for nothing, right?" Like, so it was that attitude that helped me a lot. But at the time, I didn't realize how much it was helping me.
Mm-hmm.
This is not to say that I didn't have bad days, right? Like, but
Mm-hmm.
we all have bad days. You don't need to
Mm-hmm.
have cancer to have a
Mm-hmm.
bad day. That's fucking life. One day
Mm-hmm.
you're okay, the next day you don't know how the fuck to get out of the bed.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't realize, like, I was like, oh, well, what other attitude should I have? Like, this is what I had to do, so I'm gonna fucking do it. It was like my kind of like mindset that this is the decision that I make and this is what I'm gonna do. Kind of like very oriented to okay, like when I was in class I read every fucking word in the
Mm-hmm.
chapter, right? Like so uh it was more like that's what I do, I guess. So I didn't realize how important that was while I was doing it. But
Mm.
now looking back, I realized that yeah, if I thought that the treatment was not going to work, it didn't matter. Probably it
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't have
Right.
worked, right? So I believe in God. I was praying a lot. I had people praying for me, but also I was like, okay, I'm doing my part. I don't know if it's going to work out or not, but
Mm-hmm.
God, it's so God will guide your steps, but it's not going to pick you up, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you need to be standing, and God is going to guide your steps. So
Mm-hmm.
I I follow all my appointments. I took the medication as prescribed. I didn't miss any tests, right? Like, so I
Mm-hmm.
did my part, and then I kind of like left the rest to God, where
Mm-hmm.
like I'm not in control of that. But
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times, whatever you believe in, God, the universe, a higher power, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, okay, fix this, but we are gripping onto it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and God has to fucking pull it out of your hand. No, it's like, give it with an open hand, fix this,
Mm-hmm.
right? So God can take it out of your hand
Mm-hmm.
and start working on it. So I think that it was a combination of things, but I'm I didn't know for sure this was going to be successful, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
certainly celebrating that it was,
Mm-hmm. So I'm
right?
really curious when you work with your clients, do you, I mean, yeah, what you see is what you get. Okay. And you do keep it
Yes.
real. So I do know that. Okay. I'm not questioning that at all. Um, but what type of, when new clients come to you, how do you approach, because you have a very unique style and you have a very unique philosophy, I think, in a lot of ways, because you are promoting we're getting out of this victim mentality and moving on with your life. How does that happen? Like, what is like an initial session like with a new patient or a new client?
Right. So before even the initial session, I do a 15-minute consultation, which turns into fucking half an hour because, as you
Of
can
course.
tell, I talk a lot. But in that consultation, shit and fuck is gonna come out of my mouth. So if you have
Yeah.
a problem with that, I'm not the
Yeah.
therapist for you, and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
fine. I'm not. I understand I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm not. So with me, you either love me or you cannot fucking stand me. There is no like, oh, I'm not sure. Like I can fucking stand her ass, or I love her, right? If you cannot stand, either way, I fucking sleep at night. So if you don't stand me, I'll give you referrals.
Uh-huh.
If you love me, which is what my client, like the clients that I have, they're like, oh my god, like I like it. I like your style because you're so direct. Like, yes, life is too fucking short. I don't have time to sugarcoat this shit. So
Mm-hmm.
my ideal client is a highly motivated adult who wants to do better.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you might think that you do, but then we start working together, and you're like, oh shit, like no, like this is a lot. That's fine. I'll give you a fucking referral then. But if you're ready to work, we're gonna hit the ground running.
Mm.
Don't fucking tell me I'm too old to go to school because I started at 42 and I started at 50, and English is not my first language. So what's your
Mm-hmm.
fucking excuse?
Mm-hmm. And that was another thing I wanted to mention right at the very beginning of our conversation, but things just kind of took off and running. But the fact that you did graduate at the age of 51, because a lot of people still, I mean, and I know that the mindset and the belief systems are changing, but I think a lot of people still believe that once you're 50, you're done. And it was like, that's what I was just getting started at 50.
Right. So again, like if cancer like helped me a lot in a sense, like it came to show me how bad I wanted to be a therapist
Mm,
because I did start my master's at 50, but in this particular profession, the fact that I brought a lot of life experience
mm-hmm.
is like I can connect with my clients again, like I work with adults because I have my own share of trauma, so it's not like I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what you're talking about. It doesn't even have to be the same fucking trauma, but I have my own share, so it's like, oh, okay, this is and What should I do? Fuck, I know. I'm not your mom. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your life. We are going to find the answers together.
Yeah.
I barely know what the fuck to do with my own life, let
Yeah.
alone what you should do. But
Mm-hmm.
I will give you the tools. So let's
Mm-hmm.
say that you want to, I always describe therapy. You want to build, if you want to build a new house, you're going to go to the hardware store and you gather the materials and you start building, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want a new life. So you come to therapy and we go on a shopping spree for the tools and I'll give them to you, but then you have to fucking use it.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to hang a picture, I'm going to show you the nails and I'm going to show you the hammer and I'm going to show you how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
But you are the one who's going to be hammering that nail. The reason why is because if I'll do it for you, next time that you need to hang a picture, you are going to need me.
Mm-hmm.
My goal when you come into my office is to get you the fuck out of my office.
Mm-hmm.
Because that means that you got the tools and you are good to go, right? So it's like we are building this together.
Mm-hmm.
I am the fucking, you are the driver. I'm
Mm-hmm.
the sitting in the passenger seat giving directions.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't turn the ignition on, we ain't fucking going nowhere
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not driving.
Mm-hmm.
You are fully in charge of your therapy session. I'm just there to guide us because
Mm-hmm.
I'm guiding you, but we are together in this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't want you to fucking crash because I'm in the fucking car
Mm-hmm.
too, right? But you, I think that my job as a therapist is to provide you with different perspectives so that you can find your own answers. When
Mm-hmm.
you are in the picture, you cannot see the picture.
Right. Well,
So
the other thing is,
answering you,
once
go
again,
ahead.
that's empowering.
Right. I'm not here to cure you. You're not sick,
Right.
right? That a lot of the therapies that I do is moving away from the medical model because the medical model is like, oh, something is wrong and we need to fix it. I'm giving you the tools so that you can manage this, so that you can have a better life.
Yeah. And you
But
can
it's not
fix
because you're
yourself.
broken. Right. But it's not because you're broken.
Right.
It's because you just need some guidance, like we all do. I go to
Mm-hmm.
therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Girls are like, oh, you go to therapy? I'm fucking human too. Like, I deal with my own shit. Right? Do you talk about me? Hell no, I don't have time. I mean, dealing with my own shit with my therapist. You know what I mean? Like, so, it's like, like, so the thing is that to answer your question is like we have the consultation, we see if we click, we either click or we don't. If we don't
Mm-hmm.
click, the therapeutic relationship is not going to work because you are not going to be able to open up because you don't trust me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, we start working together. And if it doesn't work for you,
Mm-hmm.
I wish you the best and I give you referrals. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the only fucking therapist. Like, go find the right fit. And I
Mm-hmm.
encourage my clients to do that. Like, listen, if you're going to be like, oh my God, like, I'm not sure, like, that's fine. You don't have, I'm not the only one.
Mm-hmm.
So you try me, you try, like, I always say, like, give a couple of sessions, like,
Mm-hmm.
but if you don't click at the beginning, that's a huge red flag.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to your gut. I
Mm-hmm.
could be the best fucking therapist on earth, but if we don't click, I cannot help you
Mm-hmm.
because you are not trusting me.
Mm-hmm. I love the fact that you said listen to your gut.
Yes,
Because a lot of us don't, and especially as women, I mean, our intuition is so strong. But I feel like over the years, it's kind of like poo pooed and kind of weaned out of us. It's like, don't listen to that little voice anymore. Oh, you're just making stuff up. You're imagining things. And so people, women especially, are even embarrassed to say, well, my intuition is telling me, you know. But if you don't listen to that little voice inside of you, boy, you're opening up the door to a whole lot of heartache.
absolutely. And this is your well being that is on the line.
Right.
because you are not going to get better if we are
Right.
not a good match. So why waste your time and money
Hmm.
when it's like, no, have a good life. You know what I mean? It's
Yes, I
like,
do. I do.
I no, I want you. I'm not offended. I'm not
Hmm.
offended one way or the like. No, you do you, because I did me
Hmm.
during my treatment,
Hmm.
right? Like I passed my fucking therapist. I'm like, you fucking bitch, and she's like, "Oh, okay, like you know what I mean? Because like when she tells me shit that I tell my clients, I'm like, that's what I teach my clients. She's like, well, when you are in the picture, you cannot see the picture. I'm, bitch, like that's what I tell my clients too. Like, but I need that neutral person to
Right.
give me the different perspective,
Hmm.
because it's true, when you are in the picture you cannot see the picture.
Hmm.
That's why while I was applying a good mindset during my treatment, I didn't realize that I was applying a good mindset during
Hmm.
my treatment. I didn't realize it until afterwards. What
Hmm.
the nurses were saying, it was so
Hmm.
clear to them.
Hmm.
But I was like, oh, like, well, I have my appointment, so of course I'm going to show up.
Right.
But there are a lot of people who don't,
Yeah.
but that is not in my world. Like if I
Hmm.
made a commitment, I'll do it.
Hmm.
So if I make an appointment, it's not an option that I'm not going to show up. But there are a lot of people who do that, and that's what the nurses were recognizing. But to me, I was like, oh well, shit, I have my appointment, so of course I'm
Yeah.
here.
Well, and I can like rephrase that a different way of maybe some of them they show up physically, they're there, but mentally, emotionally, psychologically, like they're not showing up at all.
Right, right. That too.
Yeah.
That too. But being Kim Kardashian on the chair, it's like, okay, we lost, and you're still gonna fucking poke me with a needle. So it's like, I can do it laughing or I can do it crying. Like I'm still gonna do it, right? So, and that's the other thing. Once you made that decision, and you can change it at any time,
Right.
right? But once you made that decision, it's like, okay, you are going to do it, kicking and screaming or
Hmm.
singing your way through it.
Hmm.
How you do it is up to you. But once you
Hmm.
make the decision, you're going to do it. Okay, like, so again, like going back to the anxiety, if you have an important meeting next week and you don't sleep because of that meeting, you're going to be tired, you're going to not pay attention, you're going to be super anxious. So if you're using this time to do the research, get better prepared, but you're going to show up more confident, you're better prepared for the meeting. So you're going to do the meeting either way.
Right.
How you choose to show up to the meeting is up to you.
Hmm.
So we have no control over the shit that happens to us, but we have 100% control of how we react
Hmm.
to the shit that happens to us.
Hmm. So I want to
Right?
ask you another question. You have a podcast, right?
Yes.
So what
It's
is the
called Getting It Real. Keeping It Real with Zulma, the sweating therapist, of course.
Of course. Okay. Because how long have you had the podcast?
No, I just started it a couple of weeks ago. Literally a
No.
couple of weeks ago.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So I will definitely look it up and get the link and add that to the show
Thank
notes.
you. Thank you.
Okay. Because,
So I was doing a podcast as a guest, and when we were done recording, the host asked me like, "Do you have your own show?" And I said, "No." He's like, "Why not?" And because I don't even know where to begin. He's like, "Oh, I help you," and I was like, "Yeah, whatever." I'm like, "Okay," and I thought like he was saying it to say it.
right.
He's like, I created the, and I was like, oh shit, it was for real. So I said, because it was prior to Valentine's Day. And I said, I do have something I want to say for Valentine's Day, which is very triggering for people who are single.
Hmm.
But it's kind of like long for an Instagram video,
Uh-huh.
but I don't even know, how to do it. So he's like, oh, I'll help you. And I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. And he did it. So I was like, oh shit. So I did my first episode alone was about Valentine's Day and how triggering it is for single people. Right. So I was like, oh, holy shit. And I said, and I told him, like, if I had a show, I will call it Keeping It Real with
Mm-hmm.
Zulma, the sweating therapist. And be careful what you wish for, because I fucking manifested this.
Oh
Like,
my
I was
God.
like, oh my God, like, so I'm having a lot of fun. This is all new. Like having my own show is all
Yeah.
new, but I'm having a lot of fun because, um, again, like I showed myself as I am, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
my second episode solo was I went to the gynecologist and I had an issue at the office, at the doctor's office. So I'm fucking talking about that, right? Like, it's like, the fuck? Like, so I get in front of the camera, I record myself, and here it goes. But I think that people can relate because I'm not like, oh, I'm in therapy. No, I'm like, these motherfuckers charge me $85. You know what I mean? Like, so I think that people can relate to that. But yeah, it's brand new. It's like a 2 week old baby,
Oh
literally.
my goodness. I can't believe that. That is just so awesome. That is just incredible. You're going to have a great following. I can tell right now.
I hope so. I hope so. Like I said, I mean, I'm having fun. I love being a guest
Uh-huh.
I'm having fun, like doing my own show. And when I stop having fun, I probably won't do it anymore.
Yeah. So
But I feel
do you post?
energized when I do it.
Well, then you know you're doing the right thing. Do you post them
Right.
on YouTube? Do you have a YouTube
And
channel?
not yet. That's my that's my next step because again, like I don't know how to fucking do it. So,
It's
but I'm
it's so easy. Trust me. I could do it. I did. That was probably one of the easiest things I've ever done when it came to
Oh, okay.
technology.
So that
So
will be
it's
my next step to put it on my YouTube channel.
okay.
But
And when you
uh,
do that, you have to contact me so I can subscribe. Okay.
okay,
All right.
okay, I love it. Well, you can subscribe now. I do have my YouTube channel. You can
Oh, you
subscribe
do?
now. Yes, the sweating therapist. And then when I add of course, then when I add the episode, you can watch it.
Oh, okay. So this is
Thank
great.
you. Yes, everybody, please subscribe. The sweating therapist.
If you already have a YouTube channel, it's a piece of cake. All you have to do is just click create and then import the video that you did on Zoom and boom, there you go.
Holy shit. Okay. Thank
Mhm,
you.
mhm, mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you have any questions, you know where to find me.
Thank you so much. I love it.
Okay, so Zulma, how can people connect with you? Where can they find you? Give us some of your, social media. We already know that you have a YouTube
Right.
channel called The
So my
Swearing Therapist, so we know that. So where
my
else can they find
YouTube
you?
channel and Instagram is the swearing therapist. So please subscribe and follow. And my website is dragonflytherapyservices.net. Now, I'm licensed in the state of Nevada. That's where I live. But if anybody has any questions, reach out to me. If I cannot provide the help directly, I certainly will do my best to provide with resources. So it doesn't
Mhm,
matter if you are in a different state, like just reach out and we'll see what we can do together.
mhm. And obviously, for the listeners, you can tell that Zulma is a whole lot of fun to talk to.
Well, thank you. You too.
Thank you. So, do you have any final pearls of wisdom? You've already given the listeners and myself a whole lot to think about, a lot of words of wisdom. Do you have one final pearl that you want to leave with the listeners before we sign off?
Absolutely. If you woke up today, that means that your mission in life is not over.
Hmm,
So keep pushing through 15 minutes at a time.
I love that. Zulma, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. You have been just absolutely delightful. And I haven't heard that much cussing since I was probably I'm trying to think where it was. Maybe the last time I went home with my sisters. I don't know.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been such an honor. And I wish everybody can learn some or get something and get inspired to continuing to push through.
Everybody, thank you so much for listening. Isn't Zulma wonderful? This has been a fantastic episode. So many pearls of wisdom, and do remember to keep pushing through, even if it's 1 minute, 2 minutes, 10 minutes. Keep moving forward, and you'll get to the end result, and it will be beautiful. And that is the way of the FemiNinja.